Hi, and thank you for your interest in hearing more about outdoors insurance to help you make an informed decision on your coverage options. My name is Karen Henry. I'm the Vice President of Marketing for Breckenridge Insurance Group. We're pleased to have this opportunity to be working with the team at Monday Morning Markets to bring you this helpful product knowledge video. Today I'm talking with Stephanie Versman, an expert in outdoors insurance and a current professional underwriter in this space. She also served as a prior retail insurance agent, having worked directly with thousands of insureds in this unique line of business. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thanks, Karen. It's great to be with you.
So, Stephanie, the outdoors insurance space is a dynamic and diverse one, serving a variety of recreational pursuits throughout the country. What do you see as the purpose of outdoors insurance for these businesses, both large and small?
The purpose of outdoors insurance really is to help protect the businesses, clubs, and individuals that specialize in outdoor-related activities and allow for them to have long-term success. The coverage is designed to provide property insurance for your buildings and contents within the buildings, general liability insurance, which results from property damage or bodily injury losses to others, inland marine coverage for equipment exposures, directors and officers coverage for the exposures that clubs and other entities that have a board of directors face, and business automobile coverage. It is important to find an agent that understands outdoor insurance and the unique needs that outdoor-related businesses typically face. Your agent will be able to secure relevant insurance to help protect your business.
Great, thanks, Stephanie. So who specifically needs these kinds of coverages and why?
Well, first, clubs are very unique risks that need insurance coverage. They typically will have a clubhouse or lodge that needs property insurance coverage as well as many other exposures. These types of clubs that we're talking about are rod and gun clubs, hunting and fishing clubs, archery clubs, and even just general sportsmen's clubs. Second are resorts and lodges. There are many specific risks that go along with resorts and lodges that can be difficult to find coverage for. These can vary from resorts with swimming pools and slides or diving boards, large custom-built buildings and expensive furnishings, to small lakeside cabins. Either way, they will have a unique risk that need an agent to decipher for them and ensure that they are getting coverage for all of their exposures. Third are shooting and archery ranges. These can be with or without a retail gun store or pro shop. They can be indoor or outdoor ranges. Fourth would be outfitter and guides. Outfitter and guides are typically businesses who take their clients on hunting trips, whitewater rafting adventures, horseback trail rides, or fishing trips. As you can see with the diversity of these businesses and the risks that each of them face, it is very important to have an agent involved in the process so that they can help complete the required insurance forms, ensure that you're getting the coverage that you need, and help decipher all of the fine print that is in an insurance policy. Your agent will simplify the process of securing relevant insurance to protect your business best, including property coverage, inland marine, or better known as coverage for your equipment, general liability coverage, directors and officers coverage, as well as umbrella coverage.
Wow, Stephanie, that's definitely a wide variety of businesses, and it certainly sounds like a very fun industry to be a part of. Knowing that, what kinds of exposures do the insureds in this space have to pay particular attention to, and why?
Well, Karen, let's first talk about general liability insurance and what it is and how it really pertains to the outdoor exposures. Outdoor general liability insurance is third-party coverage. What does this mean? It means that general liability coverage is intended to cover the costs of property damage or bodily injury that is caused by the named insured in which the insured is legally liable for. Next, let's talk about property and business personal property insurance. Typically, these exposures would be the insured's buildings, contents within a building, which would be furniture, fixtures, etc., and business income or extra expense coverage. Buildings and contents are common to many risks, not only the outdoors, and they pretty much speak for themselves. However, business income or extra expense coverage is a bit more unique. This type of coverage covers the loss of the insured's income that they may suffer after a disaster or loss. This can be very important to a lodge that has to shut down due to a loss and is not able to bring in any money during the shutdown period. Typically, what is covered under property insurance would be losses caused by theft, fire, lightning, explosion, vandalism, etc. Another type of exposure that is common to outdoor risks is inland marine, or also known as equipment coverage. This type of coverage would apply to equipment, gear, supplies, and boats. A few examples that are typical to the outdoors industry would be archery or shooting sports targets, backhoes, tractors, boats, fishing poles, and gear or tack.
That's interesting, Stephanie, and yet I know there are other risks out there too. Can you briefly share what some of those are and what our insured should be concerned about?
Sure, Karen, you're absolutely correct. Outdoor businesses have other risks they face as well that can be covered by insurance. These other types of coverages would be umbrellas, bonds, business auto coverage, directors and officers coverage that we've briefly discussed a bit, and crime coverage. Working with an agent on your specific business insurance needs will ensure that you get the coverage that you need, which may include some of these types of coverages.
Great, thank you. So as an insured, I might be thinking I'm maybe not as big and don't have as many risks, and I could simply just get a basic policy that doesn't necessarily come tailored to my industry. Is this a good idea or no?
Probably not a good idea. Outdoor-specific coverage is very unique and oftentimes misunderstood. It is imperative that you work with an agent that can help you secure adequate coverage. Let me give you a few claims examples that we have seen over the last year that will give you an idea of how detrimental a loss could be to even the smallest or largest of operations that didn't have the right insurance or even no insurance at all. One of the claims that we saw this last year was a crossbow that was a new crossbow. It snapped and injured somebody. Our company ended up paying $52,000 for this loss. We had another insured where somebody was sitting in a chair and their chair broke. It caused the rifle to discharge and injured somebody, and our company ended up paying $16,000 to help that insured get back up and going. We had an ice slip and fall. Somebody was on some ice in front of an insured's building and slipped and fell, and we ended up paying out $5,000 on that claim. Another insured had some equine exposure and had a client on a horse. When that client, the horse veered a bit, and the horse caused the person to fall off, and that person suffered some injuries. We ended up paying $16,000 for that claim. Another claim that we had was to a building, and lightning struck an insured's building and caused damage, and $15,000 was paid on that claim. And lastly, this was on a very small club, actually, and somebody had come in and used prohibited ammunition by a guest. It was used by a guest. Sparks caused a major fire on the insured's premises, and $300,000 was paid out on that claim, and it was a very small insured that probably wouldn't have been able to come up with that kind of money to get them back up and going again.
Those are certainly some very specific examples that I'm sure all in this industry can certainly relate to. With that, what is the key driver or key drivers of insurance cost, and what can an insured do to help manage their expense in this regard?
Well, typically we look at an insured's annual revenues. So the annual revenues of the business is what we use to determine the cost of your general liability coverage. If you're a club and you don't have revenue, we'll use things such as annual maintenance costs, club dues, things like that to determine your premium. Also, building and equipment values are what we use to determine the premium for property and inland marine coverage. Also, your loss history will be taken into consideration. The types of coverage that you desire will increase or decrease your premium. Also, oftentimes, credits can be given to businesses that have written formal preventative loss programs or measures. These measures could be written safety protocols, requirements of hold harmless agreements or waivers, or even formal employee training programs. Great,
Stephanie. So before we let you go, any last advice for the insureds in the outdoor space that you have become very familiar with over your years in this industry?
Well, Karen, every business really is unique, especially in the outdoor market space. You really need to ask for an agent's help. Ask questions such as what may be necessary for your specific business among coverage options, and what is the best approach that will suit your specific needs. I recommend working with agents and top-rated carriers who know this industry space. You deserve to work with knowledgeable insurance providers. Be sure to ask questions, dig in, and be an active participant when it comes to your business insurance needs. Lastly, be sure to practice and share risk management techniques that we discussed today to secure your best insurance options.
Wonderful advice. Thanks so much, Stephanie, for your time, and thank you to Monday Morning Markets for this opportunity to share some helpful advice in seeking outdoors insurance. Appreciate those who have taken the time to listen in today, and hopefully we've imparted some knowledge to help you make a great decision. We encourage you to reach out to your agent for the best possible tailored coverage for your needs. Really appreciate it again, and thank you so much. Have a great day.